Tip number 1. Playing with the strategies you feel the most comfortable with. For most of us watching, we have one main strategy that we feel the best with. Whether it's an eco strat, farm strat, late game, or during strategy, we all feel better with one and tend to one trick because we get good, and starting over would be a whole lot of hassle. Why start over when I'm already good? But the problem with that is you'll end up with a lot of holes in your game knowledge, and not knowing the weaknesses or win conditions of a lot of the other most popular strategies that people use. You'll end up playing great versus some strategies and a white wasteland newbie versus others. At least for me, that was becoming a huge problem. I used to main dart completely. Uh, I ended up not knowing how to play versus a lot of strategies. Of course, I got help, but I couldn't do it on my own. And if I had a lot of other strategies, I'd have a lot of other options. I wouldn't be forced to go dart every time, no matter what. And honestly, it's kind of hard to play dart. So, in a lot of different matchups. So it would have been nice to have other strategies that I'd be good at. But it does improve your overall knowledge a ton. Tip number 2. You need to practice your mechanics. Oftentimes what separates you from winning a game and losing one is how fast you can micro. What I've noticed from playing the best players in the world is that if your micro is slower than them, it opens up a huge variety of different outplay options they have in order to win the game against you. To the degree that even the smartest players in the world can end up down in facts, down in farms, dying to stupid all-outs or choke rushes. What I recommend you do in order to improve your micro is the micro challenge. Head into a Discord and get someone to play with you. It's a bit of a slow start, but it's 100% the fastest way to get some of the scariest micro in the game. Trust me when I say, the best players played micro challenge religiously. You will notice extremely quickly a huge bump to how fast your fingers are in game. You can also head into Bonanza, pick towers with abilities, and just spam GZs or first strikes, slightly less efficient than micro challenge, but still a great way to make sure your fingers are competitive ready. Now, a form of micro that often gets overlooked, but still is incredibly important. Target micro is just as important to practice as regular micro. It's just a bit harder to learn because you really just gotta go into game, try things out for yourself, and learn from trial and error. And it's really hard at first to recognize what situations would even be advantageous to target your monkeys in. What helped me have some of the fastest targeting in the game was memorizing how many taps it took to change from whatever targeting I was on to whatever I needed. For example, first to last is 1 tap, first to strong is 3 taps, and strong to first is 1. Once I memorized them, my muscle memory quickly took over, and in not that long at all, I didn't even have to think about it. It just became like reflex. There's a way to, without trial and error, figure out the most common situations it would actually be beneficial to target your monkeys in. What I would suggest you do is go to the top BTD Battles YouTubers, go to their video, and wait until they defend a rush. Try and pay close attention to their targeting and why they're targeting. If you could start recognizing the reasoning behind what they're doing and applying it to your own gameplay, you are going to improve your gameplay substantially very quickly. Now, tip number 3, play better players. Now, I understand it's one of the most frustrating things, feeling like you stand no chance, losing every game, and feeling like a complete noob. The problem I see with a lot of players playing people of their own skill level all the time is that they could be making mistake after mistake after mistake, and they never get punished for it. Oftentimes, they will actually be rewarded for their silly, wacky plays, which leads to them going into a high arena feeling confident, but once they face someone who can actually punish, get absolutely annihilated. That's why taking the opposite approach, voluntarily putting yourself into the lion's den, will increase your game knowledge the fastest you can possibly can by a long shot. Tip number 4, watch your replays. Playing better players paired with analyzing your replays is like a cheat code to get better. You'll be miles ahead of every sucker too lazy to do so. Now what you want to try and do is figure out where you're making mistakes and what you're doing wrong. If it's a mechanical mistakes, try and do more mechanical practice before you hop into another game. If it's a gameplay mistake and you can't figure out what you're doing wrong and how to fix it, try and head to one of the Discords and see if someone can analyze your gameplay for you. So to recap, the 4 things that you should do in order to improve the fastest. Number 1, practice new strategies, or ones that make you feel uncomfortable. Number 2, practice your mechanics. Number 3, play better players. Number 4, analyze your replays. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you got value, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Feel free to join my Discord, and if any of you need extra help, feel free to DM me for coaching and I'll help you out there. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next video. See ya.